today's video, we're going to talk about the hottest neighborhoods in Spanish Fort. These are the homes that everyone is calling us about, so stay tuned.
Spanish Fort is the smallest of the 6 major cities in Baldwin County in terms of population and geographical footprint, but it's on the list for one of the fastest growing cities in the area.
And for good reason. We love what Spanish Fort's rich heritage offers and how they have almost everything you need, from shopping malls, the bowling alley, restaurants, a movie theater, car dealers, and close proximity to the highways and interstates. We live 2 towns over from Spanish Fort, and it's still our go-to for just about everything I just mentioned. We're in a couples league for bowling in Spanish Fort, and Jess drags me to Spanish Fort almost every week to go to the mall. We can't get enough of this town. And I can't forget about Spanish Fort. You have access to the Mobile and Tensas Delta,
which is also known as America's Amazon because of the wildlife diversity. It's actually our nation's 2nd largest river delta with over 20,000 acres of water. I think it's about 30 miles long and 12 miles wide, and it covers more than 200,000 acres of swamps, bottomlands, and marshes. The Mobile Tensas Delta has over 50 rare and endangered plant and animal species. Historic Blakely State Park sits right on the delta. Every winter we rent cabins there. During our cooler months we like to go on hikes. Sometimes we even like to just drive through the forest and spot different animals and check out the 100-year-old live oaks.
Just pretend she's in Jurassic Park. No joke. She'll even play the theme song while we do it, like while we're driving through it.
And the kids love it.
It's super fun. She's a huge nerd at heart, but we have to love her for it. You can also take advantage of one of the many boat launches or kayaking trails and explore the great outdoors. Just watch out for the gators and the water moccasins because they're out there. It's for real.
With all those great things we just mentioned, shopping, restaurants, and that beautiful state park, I know you might be thinking Spanish Fort is probably just booming, which might make you think it's congested, but it's really the opposite of that. It's actually a really spread apart city, and in terms of land, housing, and even the schools, they all sit on these like large lots, making it super scenic and very spacious. So many houses sit on these lush forests, so it's definitely the opposite of inner city living.
Okay, and with all that being said, let's dive into some of the most popular Spanish Fort neighborhoods that have been the most sought after.
These are some of the most desired by our clients, so I guess you can say this list was compiled by actual buyers who were drawn to these areas for many of those reasons that we just mentioned.
And if you've been considering making a move to Spanish Fort, the chances are good that some of these neighborhoods will come up in your search. So if you need more information, please make sure you let us know. Now, let's start off by mentioning Timber Creek, and I have to tell you about this subdivision because it's not only very popular, but it's right on an 18-hole golf course that's just a stone's throw away from the interstate, shopping, and restaurants.
And if y'all have watched any of our videos, you know that Tony needs to be close to a golf course. I think he just likes to ditch us, but I'll let him get away with it for now. But when this baby comes, your golfing days are gonna be split in half. You're going from 18 holes down to 9 and then straight home, mister.
She's so full of it. She's with me half the time, so don't pay any attention to her. She'll have that baby strapped to her back and she'll be hitting the green just as much as she already does.
All right. Anyways, you can find other community amenities here in Timber Creek, such as 2 outdoor pools, there's tennis courts, there's basketball courts, a soccer field, they've even got a baseball field, a workout facility, and the golf course has a clubhouse, of course.
So if having amenities is a must, then look no further. Now, let's move on to the Stonebridge neighborhood that started in 2015. It's grown a lot since then and has become quite popular.
You'll find many already built homes here, but there are still many options to buy new construction in Stonebridge. Its location off of Highway 31 makes it very convenient to get to so many different places very quickly.
You also have Highway 59 close by, or you can easily be on the interstate within just a few minutes too.
Yeah, and just outside the neighborhood, you'll have all of those great stores and plenty of shopping and restaurants at the Eastern Shore Center, so super close.
And take Jess's word for it, if anyone can find shopping centers and restaurants, it's this woman right here. She sniffs out those apartments like a damn bloodhound.
Hey now.
So if you like convenience, this is a neighborhood you might love.
Okay, what can I say? I like to shop and eat out. Who doesn't? Now, as I was saying, you'll find homes here built around 2015 along with new builds that are being constructed today. These homes range in size from 1,600 square feet to over 4,000. You'll find 3 to even 4 bedroom houses. What would you say those cost?
I'd say anywhere from $350 all the way up to $650 depending on the finishes and the builder.
Oh, good call. There are 2 builders to choose from. You've got D.R. Horton or Truland. Truland is going to be more of an upgrade, but still not truly custom, although not as cookie cutter as D.R. Horton homes.
And my favorite thing about Stonebridge is that it's surrounded by those big mature trees.
He says that, but when we were house hunting, he wanted to move there because of all those amenities, because he's a big kid at heart. They have a really nice pool, a bocce ball court, playgrounds for the kids, and they've even got a wiffle ball field. So that's the real reason why he was even eyeballing this place.
It was really because it has one of the best elementary schools in the county. That's located just a few miles down the street.
That's true, but that's not the reason. Don't let him fool you. But moving on to the next community, Stonebrook. This is the perfect neighborhood if you're a buyer in Spanish Fort that wants to purchase a new or fairly new home at a decent price. The community is larger and it's located right off of Jimmy Faulkner Road, which is several miles from Route 31.
And Stonebrook can be found about 1 mile past Spanish Fort Middle School, which is a nice perk. And while the first homes here were constructed back in '05, most of the properties were built starting in 2012 through to today. Another phase opened up not too long ago in Stonebrook, so you can definitely go to the new construction route as well.
You'll find mostly brick homes with open floor plans in Stonebrook around the high 200s.
Oh, okay. One thing I don't love about this area is that the main road leading to the community, Jimmy Faulkner, it's quiet with no lights. So I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere and it can get pretty dark on those country-like roads.
You big baby. It's convenient here because you can be at the grocery store, the drugstore, and all of those other shopping spots in minutes.
I mean, you can, but it's just a little too northeast for me. I like to be a little closer to all the other cities we mentioned in our videos, like Mobile, Fairhope, Gulf Shores. So being close to the interstate is a huge must for me. Spanish Fort Estates is the next neighborhood, and this has always remained popular year after year by many of our clients because of that reason. And not to mention, there's no HOA here.
I also think that it has a lot to do with the fact that the neighborhood is heavily wooded and home prices are pretty affordable. We actually have a listing here right now, and it's a gorgeous home with a huge lot. You can't beat it. So if you're house hunting in Spanish Fort, we've got a great piece of property for you to check out.
Yeah, the neighborhood is large and all the homes appear to be different from one another. You definitely don't get that cookie cutter feeling here in this community.
I agree. There's so many different styles, sizes, and prices among the homes here. We like to think of Spanish Fort Estates as a very well-established neighborhood since some of the houses were built back in the 50s and 60s and even the 70s. However, you can still find some properties that were newly built within the past 5 years because there were some lots available still.
Yeah, because many of the homes are older, you'll find a lower price per foot here. And with that being said, it's obvious that buyers are attracted to this area. And we see many closings here year after year with the average sales price around that $330,000 range.
Well, I have to say my favorite thing about Spanish Fort Estates is that some of the neighborhood backs up to the water since it's on the west side of town. So you'll also have homes that are cliff height with views of Mobile Bay and the Delta, along with those incredible sunsets.
And not to mention, this community is very convenient to the Causeway, where you'll have the option to enjoy a number of the best seafood restaurants in all of Lower Alabama.
I totally forgot about that. The Causeway is a strip on Mobile Bay with, like Tony said, the best restaurants in all of Lower Alabama. That, along with the plentiful shopping options in every direction, really makes Spanish Fort one of the best places to live in Lower Alabama. And not just for me. Tony talks about me shopping, but he goes to Bass Pro Shop and Home Depot more than anyone I know.
All right, y'all. Thanks for taking the time to listen to us go back and forth while sharing some of the most popular neighborhoods in Spanish Fort.
For more information about these communities or any other areas in Lower Alabama, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Hopefully I feel better.